Hi, my name is Mark Polton. I'm a buy and hold real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area. And apparently I'm totally into the fashion scene as well. Anyways, I want to talk today about the importance of baby steps. Now, I've talked about this before, but I've been really kind of thinking about it with this particular home that we're rehabbing now. It is just a bunch of baby steps. It's, at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like I get a whole lot accomplished. But it's kind of like going to the gym. One day you go to the gym, you're not Arnold Schwarzenegger. On the same note, you eat a gallon of ice cream, you're not Rosie O'Donnell. So, change typically happens incrementally. There's a huge desire for most people to do magnificent change, spectacular change overnight. And it is possible, it's just not probable. Most people don't do a huge change, life-changing event. One day I'm poor, 60 days later I'm rich. It does happen, it just rarely happens, and most people aren't capable of that kind of change. Though it is possible, certainly under the right circumstances and the right thought processes. But it's taken me a long time. I painted the gutters 2 days ago. This particular house, we're going to be putting up siding soon, hopefully wrap tomorrow and actually get some siding on there. That would be a pretty monumental thing. But I've had this paint for a while that matches the two shades of vinyl siding that I pulled off a house that was being demolished. Should be more than enough. God, I hope there's more than enough to do this particular home. I would cry. I'd cry if we didn't have enough. But I'm really counting on there being enough siding to do it. And it's like a thistle green, a light thistle green, and a Roman plaster, which is like a creamy beige. That'll be the front, the green will be the back. And so you just have like the soften and the fascia board at top and the gutters. So I painted that like the green, and then it's got a brick foundation. I just finished painting that the cream color. But it's taken me a long time to get to this point. There's so much on the inside that had to get done. It was just difficult. There's just no other way to put it. From simple things like, getting all the electrical run, the supply side plumbing run. This particular house had copper in it. I tend to rip that out when possible, especially on these smaller houses. Copper is a fantastic longevity material, but it doesn't do well when it freezes. And it doesn't freeze often here in Charlotte, but it does freeze. PEX, on the other hand, is easy to work with, requires no flame, kind of like playing with Legos or Tinker Toys, and will actually stretch and give if there is a freezing period, I guess, for lack of a better term, event happening. Not sure how many freezes it can go through, but in the event that the heater stops working, somebody goes on vacation, and there's a freeze, I don't want water all over the house. And since we got the walls open anyways, might as well take it out. Had this particular house has cast iron plumbing, which is actually in really good shape, surprisingly, for not being in use as much as it has, not been in use. Had framing members, floor joist framing members. The foundation had shifted out a little bit, especially in the back half of the house, and they were resting on nothing. So we had to extend those, and that was a real pain in the butt. So much so that there's actually a dead cat underneath the house that I am not touching at all. But, there's just been a lot of issues that have taken me away from the end goal of getting this house done. Not to mention code enforcement on other homes, and lawsuits, and just family issues, and just all kinds of things that have taken me away from this particular home. But if you look back over a 30-day period, a lot has happened. But at the end of any 1 or 2 day period, not a lot has been done, or it certainly doesn't seem like a lot has been done. So it's easy to get discouraged. Kind of a one-man show. I do have a guy who's kind of finishing the drywall for me, though I hung the majority of it up. But you got to kind of live by milestones. Like once the tub and the shower surround is in, and you get the valve handles hooked up and the spouts and everything. and it's actually a functional system. That's a big milestone. Painting ceilings is a big milestone. No more patching of drywall. You know, I'm not getting it finish ready, but I'm getting it to where the guy can finish. And you know, how about no more holes in the floor? You know, that's a big milestone. And you know, painting the outside, getting ready to put up house wrap, and just maybe tomorrow put some siding up. You know, that's a big deal. You know, these are things that, you know, give you momentum. Can't do the full front of the house. I have a new door. I got to put it in, but there's some brickwork that's got to get done. It's been neglected for a long time, especially underneath the footstep for the front door. So, you know, it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to, I could see why people don't want to do this business. You know, we're choosing not to pay contractors to do a lot of work. And there's ups and downs to that. One, it takes me longer to do it, but I do the job as if it's my house, because it is my house, and that I don't want to have to do this again for 30 years. Contractors aren't usually that way. At least not the ones in my price range. High-end contractors will do that, but you know, they cost 2 or 3, 4 times as much as, you know, the guy you pick up off the street who comes in and does work. His problem is he just wants to get the job done so he can get paid. He doesn't care about the longevity. And you know, if you're flipping a home, that's fine. But if you're looking at keeping this for the rest of your life as a rental, it's not okay. You know, I need these things to be done right, at least as I know them to be right, so that they will last a long, long time. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this? These are mine. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments section below. You know, baby steps are still steps. Do you agree with that, or are you one of those people who believe in quantum level leaps? So I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I wish you success.